Hey guys, Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. We are on part 2 of the backpacking basics of gear that you should take with you backpacking. This is an educational video that I'm trying to put together to help people understand things that they can take within backpacking, as well as the basic items that are pretty much necessary for going into the backcountry. So in part 2, we're going to talk about personal care, packs and bags, food, and then miscellaneous items. So hopefully this doesn't go as long as the other one, but I did the other one first because I feel like that's, like I said in that video, the bread and butter of backpacking gear. So let's get into the first category that is here on the table, and that is going to be personal care. After everything that you prepare and purchase and buy for backpacking, being able to take care of yourself in the backcountry is super important, and it involves a lot of different things. There's a couple things on here that I don't have on purpose because I don't have it with me right now, and one of those is just toilet paper and a trowel. So at some point I'm going to be talking about leave no trace principles, and having a trowel with you or something to dig into the ground with so that you can bury your number 2 is very important. And it's part of personal care items that you need to take with you so that you are not the person that leaves cottonelle flowers for everybody else that is trying to enjoy the backcountry. Don't be that person that leaves toilet paper and crap sitting around either by a lake or off the trail or anywhere that somebody would see it. It's just very inappropriate, and make sure that you dispose of waste properly. So let's really dive into what is on the table though. First I'm going to start with the blister kit. Blister kits are basically a necessity that you need to have with you so that anytime on the trail you are not anytime on the trail you are able to take care of any blister that might happen, which basically most blisters end up on people's feet or on their hands here from trekking poles if you are not used to carrying trekking poles. But a blister kit basically is going to consist of a bag to put waste in, a roll of tape, and this is athletic tape, some Vaseline. And you don't have to do the Vaseline in this big jar. You can put it in these small, wide mouth bottles that you can get from REI. I don't remember what this stuff is called, but basically it's like sticky glue stuff that allows you to hold down bandages and such. And then Q-tips and moleskin. So I'm not going to get into how to treat a blister, but those are the basic items that you need to have with you for a blister kit. And it's important. Make sure that you have some kind of blister kit, way to take care of yourself and other members in your party. This isn't something that everybody in your party needs to have with them. I would say that 1 blister kit per 3 people typically is enough, and hopefully you don't get more blisters than that. So next is going to be in the personal care, a first aid kit. Never leave your home without a first aid kit. If you leave home without a first aid kit, you have failed in your backpacking. You've made a dumb move because you're asking for it, and I'm not going to beat around the bush about how important a first aid kit is to take with you. I've had this kit for a few years now, and I have basically only used 2 or 3 band-aids out of it, nothing else, because I've been fortunate enough to not have to use it. But this is Adventure Medical Kits. It's the ultralight watertight medical kit 7, I think that's what it is. But it's 1 to 2 people up to 4 days. So this is a good lightweight, waterproof option. The Adventure Medical Kits are kind of the market leader. So get yourself one of those. Another personal care item is a good insect repellent. This happens to be Guardian Wilderness. It's DEET free, and it's a tick and mosquito repellent, and it smells really good. It doesn't have that weird disgusting smell that DEET has, but It's a good alternative if you're allergic to DEET or you are sensitive to it and want something that's a little more organic and better, so you can look for stuff like that. The other thing that I take with me is a kind of a little personal kit of different items. I've got some batteries in here, I've got my toothbrush and a patch kit for my sleeping pad. I've got toothpaste, I've got a survival signal mirror, which I think is important to have with you. I've used this more just to like make sure my hair looks good. But I also keep a bottle of medicine. Most of this is Imodium and Tums. I hate it when I get a upset stomach in the field that turns into needing to use the bathroom a lot. So I keep a lot of Imodium with me. And if you don't take Imodium with you, please consider it because it's important. And then this is just a little bag that is made by Equinox. And in this back pouch I keep hand warmers, because one of my favorite things to do in the backcountry is when it's cold I will take 1 or 2 hand warmers and throw them in my sleeping bag, and I sleep way warmer because I've got some added heat in the sleeping bag at night. So there's basically your personal care stuff. That's up to you. Other items that you might include, if it's contacts, if it's other medicines, things like that. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself properly. Next thing we're going to talk about is food. And food is not represented well on here because that is another video for a totally different, really long discussion on different types of food that you can take backpacking. And you can pay attention to a lot of different videos that are on YouTube, but basically what I've got represented is just some instant mashed potatoes. One of these days I will do a video about different types of backpacking food that you can take with you and different ways to cook in the backcountry and different methods with whatever you might have available to you. But food's an important thing that if you don't take food with you backpacking, you're screwed. Let's move on to packs and bags and stuff like that. The backpack that I have represented in this video is the Osprey, however you want to say it. This is the Talon 44. It's a 44-liter backpack, and this thing weighs about 2.5 pounds. It's a lightweight option, and it's 44 liters, like I said. Really, really great backpack. I love the suspension system on it, but find yourself a good backpack. Go to REI or Cabela's or Scheels or wherever you need to go, to Bass Pro Shops, Sportsman's Warehouse. There's a ton of different places to get backpacks, even online, Amazon, whatever you want to do to find a backpack. But my recommendation is go somewhere that can fit you properly into a pack, because if you don't get into a pack that works for your body, your hip size, your torso length, then you're going to be really uncomfortable, you're going to get hip hickeys, and it's not a fun experience if you've got a pack that doesn't make sense for you. So I really like Osprey. Gregory's a great brand, Arc'teryx, Granite Gear. There's so many different brands of backpacks out there. Just go find something that works for you. Let's see, another item that I like to take with me backpacking is some kind of day pack. I did a review on this, and I'll put a link to this little Sea to Summit bag that fits into this tiny little stuff sack. But this is a great option as well for if you're doing destination backpacking and you're going to do some day hikes and you don't want to carry a bunch of stuff on your backpack, or you need something that makes sense for just a quick day pack. This is a good option for you. The next is going to be different types of like stuff sacks and dry bags that I like to take. I basically put all of my gear in dry bags. I don't ever like to worry about if my equipment's going to get wet. So, and I'm a stuff sack person. I put all of my gear in stuff sacks, and then I just kind of like pile it into my backpack. And you'll see one of these days when I do a video on how to backpack a backpack, why I do that. But you don't have to be that person. This is a 4-liter Sea to Summit dry bag that just rolls down. I'll put my clothing in here. I'll put my down coat in here. So these are really great for putting your gear in as well. And then a good compression bag for your sleeping bag, like you see here, my Montbell spiral down 30-degree bag. I'll stuff this in here. This is also a Sea to Summit. This is a size small compression bag. I think I paid like 25 bucks for this, but I know that if I put a down sleeping bag in here that it's going to stay dry, which it has. I was submersed in water with my backpack on in the Pariah River, and I'll show you a little clip of that, but this kept my sleeping bag dry, and it made for a very nice experience with the product. The last thing of this video is going to be just kind of some miscellaneous items that you need to consider taking with you. And I say need, but really I'm going to talk about one that is an absolute must. Anytime you go hiking, whether it's a day trip or it's a full-on backpacking trip, you absolutely have to take a headlamp with you. Headlamps are the bread and butter of going backpacking and hiking. If you don't take, kind of like I said with the first aid kit, you have failed if you have not taken a headlamp with you. Always take some kind of flashlight with you. Even if you're going out for 2 hours into the mountains, take a headlamp or a flashlight with you. You never know what's going to happen, and if you need some kind of lighting and you don't have it, then you failed and you screwed yourself. So this is the Black Diamond brand headlamp. And then another option for miscellaneous is for you to take some kind of lantern for your tent. And then other miscellaneous items are going to be, you can take kind of like repair kit type stuff, a pack cover for like a rain cover for your pack, which is nice to keep things dry. A hammock. A hammock is an option. This happens to be the Wild Horn Outfitters Outpost 1. There's tons of different options out there. There's Eno, there's Hennessy, there's there's so many different types of hammocks out there, but these guys are awesome. This is a fantastic hammock to take if you are not concerned about weight. Then this is the most miscellaneous thing, but this could also be put into the sleeping category if you are one that likes to sleep in a hammock and has the equipment to go camping in a hammock. Another absolute must is a map. And wherever you are going backpacking, you need to have a map of the area. If you get lost, you need to be able to find your way back. And a traditional paper map is way more reliable than the batteries running out on your GPS. So this is a really good thing to always have with you. Make sure that you find the proper topo maps for your area that you're going backpacking. Lastly, other miscellaneous items before we wrap up is if you are needing to do some kind of charging of electronic devices, whether it's a phone or your camera, Goal Zero Nomad 7 is a fantastic option for that. So really guys, that is the basics for backpacking. I've shown you everything that I consider taking with me when I go into the backcountry. Whether it's an overnight trip or if it's a 6-day trip, you've seen the things that I take with me and different options, and I've given you different ideas for things that you can go buy and take with you. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share these videos with your friends and other people, and be safe in the backcountry, be safe backpacking. Please leave your comments or questions down in the comment section, and yeah, have an awesome day.